Warnings from MI5 that a suspected Chinese Communist Party agent is seeking to covertly interfere with UK politics shines a starker light on the Chinese regime's influence operations. The agent, Christine Lee, has been snapped with former Conservative Prime Minister David Cameron and donated more than £500,000 to Labour MP Barry Gardiner and reportedly at least £100,000 more to the Labour Party. Records also show Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey accepting a £5,000 donation from her when he was Energy Secretary. He says he has no recollection of her. Home Affairs spokesperson for the Liberal Democrats tells me this is something that all parties need to look at seriously.
I think it is very concerning to hear that the Chinese Communist Party are placing people like this trying to influence the course of our democracy. I think it's something that all parties need to look at seriously. And, for those who say that continuation of the accommodation that we've had with China for the last few decades is possible, I think this illustrates now that you have to see the way in which we approach China. We do have to engage, but we have to engage in a much more robust and less trusting manner than we have done in the past.
When you talk about the more robust way, what are the concrete things that could be done?
You see what's happening in Xinjiang province with the Uyghur population there. You see what is happening in Hong Kong with the national security law. You see what's happening to people in Tibet. UK, Western governments as a whole have got to be prepared to talk about these things, to call out the Chinese government and to be quite clear that, we value human rights, and in any relationship we have with another country, then that valuing of human rights is going to be at the heart of our policy.
Do you think there are other CCP agents like Christine Lee who are infiltrating Parliament?
It's very unusual for the security services to make the sort of announcement that they did last week. So I think, we need to have a look at how that is working, and if it's possible that there are other people embedded in the same way. So we've got security agencies who look at all these things. And for the future, I think we do need to be a bit more careful, a bit more vigorous in who gets access to our politicians.
Many MPs will be keeping a closer eye on where their donations come from.
As a Member of Parliament, we're used to just interacting with members of the public and people who need to see us for various reasons. And I think it's too easy to forget that actually we are an object of interest to other state actors like China. And I think what this infiltration shows is that they are willing to act. And it's an abject lesson to all members of Parliament to just watch out who we're meeting and what they want, and in particular who's donating money.
And over in the House of Lords, a Home Office minister urging peers to be careful.
We all need to be very vigilant, careful, be very, very careful about who attempts to influence us in this place, and particularly when we are bringing legislation forward.
An issue that crosses party lines. The Home Secretary says the UK will bring in new legislation to counter foreign interference. Jane Worrell, NTD News, London.